We've all been tempted by the allure of ray tracing, though it seems almost impossible to get a good experience. Well, the RTX 4080 is here to try and fulfill all your dreams. Now let's see if it succeeds. Hey Ultrawide fans, Scott here, and with me today is the Zotac Gaming RTX 4080. If you want to know more about this particular card, you can check out my other video. We'll be taking this card through our ray tracing gauntlet today to see what the raw ray tracing performance is, and if that doesn't cut it for us, we'll see if DLSS can come in and save the day. This 4080 will be ray tracing our games at 4 ultrawide resolutions. Those are 4K ultrawide, 1440p super ultrawide, 1600p ultrawide, 1440p ultrawide. Now, let's take a peek at our test system and see if this card can live up to its RTX branding. I'll be testing this card on my Ryzen R7 5800X 3D CPU with 32GB of G-Skill Trident Z 3200MHz CL14 memory on an Asus Crosshair Hero motherboard powered by a Seasonic Prime Titanium 1000W PSU and running Windows 11 using the latest NVIDIA Game Ready drivers. Now, let those rays fly. First up, we have Forza Horizon 5 running at its Extreme preset with ray tracing set to Extreme. This is a game that I think manages the cost of ray tracing well, while providing maximum impact by only ray tracing the player's car, which is the main focal point of the game. By doing this, you get great ray tracing while hardly losing any performance. At 4K ultrawide, we see even the raw ray tracing results give us very smooth 82 FPS, only a 7% performance drop for turning your already good-looking car into an absolutely gorgeous car. While our 1% lows do widen out some from our raster results, we are still getting over 67 FPS, keeping things very smooth for a racing game. Turning on DLSS quality gets us better than native performance, delivering 91 FPS, though the 1% lows performance does lag. Again, at 1440p super ultrawide, we see stellar performance, with the ray tracing results staying within 7% of the raster results, delivering 96 FPS, getting us to high refresh rates, and good 1% low scaling, delivering 84 FPS, with our DLSS results just matching our raster, with even worse 1% lows. At 1600p ultrawide, we see a bit more performance for the average, getting 103 FPS, but the 1% lows stay stagnant, though it still provides very smooth gameplay. Our DLSS results again get us back to raster performance, just with worse 1% lows. And at 1440p ultrawide, we see 111 FPS for our raw raster results, with the 1% low barely falling shy of our high refresh rate target, delivering 89 FPS. DLSS now falls shy of our raster performance, and provides worse 1% lows than just ray tracing does. Forza Horizon 5 shows one way of doing ray tracing right. Just trace what's most important and give the players near native performance. I would definitely recommend that anyone playing Forza Horizon 5 turn on in-world ray tracing, and don't bother with DLSS. The performance improvement isn't much, and the sharpness of native presentation with the hard lines of the cars I think looks better. We go from our best performing ray trace game to our worst, with Hitman 3 running on ultra settings with ray trace reflections and ray trace sun shadows turned on. We see our ray trace performance hitting only 1/4 to 1/3 that of the raster performance, an absolutely brutal loss, leaving all resolutions in a pretty unacceptable state, and 4K just unplayable. To further exacerbate things with this game, all the DLSS settings are doing nothing. I don't know why I couldn't get it to work, but it just didn't. Luckily, there's AMD to the rescue, because FSR worked flawlessly, bringing our FPS up into playable territory for our lower resolutions, but still leaving 4K in a pretty bad place. Again, we see there seems to be some kind of 1% low issue, as all three lower resolutions see the 1% lows stagnate at the same level, just as we saw in our raster performance results. My advice is to avoid Hitman 3 ray tracing like the plague. The visual upgrade is nowhere near worth the performance hit you're receiving. The next game to experience the splendor of being ray traced is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, played on the Ultra preset with ray trace reflections set to Ultra and transparent reflections turned on. Here we thankfully see a much better experience than Hitman 3. At 4K we see our base ray trace performance at 51 FPS, putting it in acceptable range, but the 1% lows do drop down to 39 FPS into unacceptable territory, Though, not to worry, because DLSS quality comes in big with a 71% performance improvement delivering 87 FPS and 1% lows see a bit better 75% performance jump, taking it to 68 FPS, clearing the crucial 60 FPS line, providing a smooth and enjoyable play experience. Our 1440p Super Ultrawide kicks it up a notch, with even the raw ray trace performance in a pretty playable place, with 70 FPS average and 1% lows up 55. With DLSS we see a 62% improvement, bringing the average FPS up to 114, well into high refresh rate territory, and its 1% lows knocking on the door at 88 FPS for no complaints gaming experience. Things get even better at 1600p, with the base ray tracing experience staying above 60 even at its 1% low. With an 83 FPS average and a 63 FPS 1% low, you could happily play at this resolution, but you would be leaving 58% more performance ignored because DLSS takes this game to very high refresh rate territory and the 1% lows to high refresh rate at 131 and 98 FPS respectively for a high-end gaming experience, just 18% below our raster results. Lastly, we have 1440p, which is in high refresh rate even without DLSS, delivering 99 FPS and a 75 FPS 1% low. And when DLSS is turned on, you get 52% more performance for a ripping 151 average FPS and 110 FPS low, outpacing what the majority of monitors sold at this resolution can do, with only a 17% performance cost when running DLSS and ray tracing versus raster on a game that naturally runs this fast. I think pretty much all users would be pretty well served playing this game with ray tracing on rather than taking the extra frame rate. Shadows of the Tomb Raider is one of the first games to employ ray tracing effects, and it's a great measuring stick to see how far we've come. It will be played at its highest preset with ray trace shadows on Ultra. As you can see, our performance is quite good, with even our 4K Ultrawide base FPS coming in over 60, and even our 1% lows don't dip below acceptable range, delivering an acceptable FPS to play this kind of game. But we can do even better with DLSS quality. Better than raster, in fact. With DLSS quality on, we are already in high refresh rate territory, with a 94 FPS refresh rate and a respectable 1% low of 75. At 1440p Super Ultrawide resolution, we see that the base ray tracing performance here nearly matches the raster performance of 4K at 84 FPS average and a 66 FPS 1% low. DLSS kicks things up a notch, and we are now at very high refresh rate, with an average FPS of 121 matching our raster performance, but our 1% lows lag behind those of raster at 88 FPS, which is a still okay 27% dip from average. Our 1600p Ultrawide take things even faster with a high refresh rate, 97 FPS, and an 83 FPS 1% low RT only score. DLSS still provides a nice bump in performance, getting near raster in the average, providing 136 FPS, but the 1% lows can't keep up with raster, getting 98 FPS for a similar scaling performance as Super Ultrawide resolution. Lastly, at 1440p we see our base RT performance continue to climb, hitting 110 FPS average and an 83 FPS 1% low. But when we turn on DLSS, we see our average FPS still climb, hitting 146, but our 1% lows stay stagnant at 96 FPS, giving us a bit more frame variance than I would like, at a 34% dip in performance from the average. With the RTX 4080 powering your setup, there's not much reason not to use the ray tracing in this game. Every resolution will provide a quality, smooth experience. Lastly in our lineup we have Cyberpunk 2077, played at its ultra ray tracing preset. Look on my works ye mighty in despair. I'm sure that's what the developers at CD Projekt Red said right after publishing this game, because this game brings the RTX 4080 to its knees at our highest resolution. 4K Ultrawide's already low raster frame rate is more than halved to a mere 22 FPS, though DLSS puts in an admirable performance, gaining 91% more frame rate to hit 42 FPS with a 34 FPS 1% low. Still, not a great gaming experience, but the same can be said for the raster results and only 4 FPS faster. The resolution drop to 1440p Super Ultrawide is significant enough that we see the DLSS results get to a playable frame rate, if not a smooth one, with both average and 1% lows staying in acceptable territory at 57 and 64 FPS respectively, a 78% jump over the ray tracing only results of 32 and 27 FPS respectively. 1600p is the first resolution where DLSS results get over 60 FPS, coming in at 66 FPS average and a 53 FPS 1% low, a playable frame rate, though not an ideal one. The DLSS results are 74% jump from just the ray tracing, which came in at 38 FPS average and a 31 FPS 1% low. Finally, at 1440p ultrawide, we see the ray tracing only results get to acceptable territory all on their own, hitting at 45 FPS average with a 37 FPS 1% low. DLSS takes us into some pretty smooth gameplay territory at 77 FPS average, though the 1% low is just 1 FPS shy of clearing 60. Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the few games where I feel the ray tracing effects are compelling enough for you to go ahead and play at balanced DLSS settings to get the frame rate you want, rather than to turn the other settings down. I think the ambiance the multitude of ray tracing effects provides is worth a bit of a soft image. Now let's round everything up and see how the RTX 4080 performs at all of our resolutions. At 4K we see raw ray tracing results are not at a frame rate we'd want to be playing at, delivering only 49 FPS average and a 39 FPS 1% low. But when we turn on DLSS quality, we see that we are now getting playable frame rates of 68 FPS for the average and 1% lows of 54, still dipping into acceptable territory, providing performance that is 20% below our raster result. Moving to 1440p Super Ultrawide, we see that even the pure ray tracing performance is moving into playable range, delivering a 65 FPS average and a 53 FPS 1% low. Switching on DLSS quality puts everything into smooth gameplay range with 87 FPS average and 1% lows of 68, a 22% drop from the raster performance, but with tighter 1% lows. At 1600p ultrawide, we are seeing our base ray tracing performance deliver an average of 73 FPS and 58 FPS for the 1% low, with DLSS quality achieving high frame rates with its average FPS of 98 and 1% lows at 75. Providing a very nice play experience that is only 22% slower than our raster result. Finally, our 1440p resolution is providing smooth and enjoyable gameplay, even just using the raw ray tracing results. They are providing 83 FPS average and a smooth 65 FPS 1% low. With DLSS quality switched on, we see ourselves back in high refresh rate territory with 108 FPS average and 79 FPS 1% lows, providing performance that is only 23% slower than our raster results. If we look at the ray tracing plus AI upscaling numbers, we see that, why yes, the RTX 4080 can play games at all of our ultrawide resolutions, though the 4K 1% lows do stay a little bit below 60. Even the raw ray tracing performance provides playable frame rates at our 3 lower resolutions, with DLSS results providing smooth or better gameplay even at 1% lows. This is a good enough result at our 3 lower resolutions that I feel like anyone who's been tempted by ray tracing would be willing to sacrifice their performance to experience the beauty. That being said, there are still some games where the cost just isn't worth it. The perfect example being Hitman 3. The cost is just way out of line for what you're getting. Some better reflections and shadows shouldn't cost you 3/4 of your frame rate, especially when games like Cyberpunk are able to deliver more and better ray tracing for only half of your frame rate. Now, we get to the question of, is it a good deal? Well, ray tracing has never been a good deal. You've always had to pay through the nose for it. And while the 4080 is by no means cheap, we're finally getting to the point where you're getting a good play experience at most resolutions. And for those of us who are interested in ray tracing, having a good play experience is going to be worth more than being able to save some money on a card that has better price to performance but provides a poor play experience. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was useful to you. If it was, please like and subscribe to catch my next video where this card goes head to head with the RX 7900 XT to see if you can save big while still having fun with rays, or my Ultrawides of CES video. If you have any ideas for the kind of content we can be doing on this channel, please leave a comment below. Links for all the products we talked about are in the description below. Thank you so much and have a great day.